Hey everyone, Travis here and welcome to High Street. Today we've prepared a very special welcome to our holders, Duck Squad members, and of course all you viewers who are new to us. In this tour I've invited the various different teams at High Street to highlight a bit of what they've been working on over the past year. You'll get to explore the various regions on campus grounds, learn a little bit about our Fomo Duck history, and of course the origins of Fomo Eden. You'll also get a bit of an engineering lesson from our development team near the end of the session. But first up, we've got Matt from Game Design. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks, Travis. Today, I'll be taking you through a tour of High Street campus, and I'll go a little bit more into depth on some of the philosophies behind game design of High Street and what we're planning over the next year. Now, if you've never tried Highstreet World, you can actually go to highstreet.market and you can either log in with a wallet or with your social logins, and then you can just click on Metaverse and you'll be able to enter the campus. The campus is great because it allows us to introduce players to the lore and FOMO ducks, give previews to future releases and future lands that we're going to open up, and also to have special events for Christmas or Halloween. So, in our campus, we have a few stores, one of which is the FOMO Duck store, which I'll show you in a second. But we also have the Chateau Canard, where we're going to be actually able to sell you some really cool wines from around the world. There's going to be some more information about that coming soon. And there's also a I am 8-bit store that will also be launching soon as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of really interesting ducks around the area. Some of them have some interesting updated dialogue about what they're working on or their fears or desires. And we've been working really hard on developing an interesting storyline around the ducks and their desires and understanding what they want. So right here you can see that these guys are looking at the new Animoca RVs and want one, but obviously who wouldn't? And we have some other really cool characters as well, like Mr. Tardar's guy here, who's apparently very excited about Christmas. And here you can see this is the Forever FOMO Duck store. Now you need to have a Forever FOMO Duck NFT to be able to access the store. So Alfred here is checking to see if I have one, and since I do, I'm able to access the store. This is a good example of how the shopping process works within Highstreet World. It can be gated by NFTs or by levels, and so we're going to have a lot of different kinds of stores that'll be selling lots of different kinds of items. For now, we're just giving this an example with the Forever FOMO collection. Now taking a little ride up to the second floor, I'll ride one of these air jet ways here. And we can see we got some Robo FOMOs patrolling the lab. The lab is a really cool area because that's where we showcase a lot of new features and new things that we'll be releasing will be showed off in the lab first. Meeting some other cool ducks around the campus. Like we got King here and let's see this guy over here, over by the Duckling Spotlight. That's Javier. All right, Duckling Spotlight. So these are a few interesting little pieces done by some cool ducks in our community. So that's why we call it our Duckling Spotlight. As you can see, we also have like a way that you can have extra context to photos where you can read and learn more. And so we have that with some of our items around the campus where you can learn more about the lore, you can learn more about the photos. We really want to give context to a lot of the things that we have here in the campus. And here we got Margaret, and she's a cool duck. I like her hat. And yeah, you can see that we have these really cool lunarite power crystals here. Those are a big part of the lore and will kind of power a lot of the different experiences and things that you'll see later on. But for now, let's actually head outside and I can show you a few more cool things. So I was going to head out of these big doors. And now we are outside. So we can see that we just finished our winter event. So we have all this snow around. We got some cool ducks out here. This guy seems pretty cold. And you can see this giant statue here in the background. That's a statue of a Mama Drake. Mama Drake is one of the bigger enemies that we're going to be featured in our game. And you may have seen the pet drakes, which are a baby version of the Mama Drakes. But as you can see, they grow up to be quite large. Over here, we normally have our maze. We actually took it out for the holidays, but they'll be coming back soon. And there's a bunch of statues here where, again, you can learn more about the creator of the Lunanite Power Crystals, Snow Crows here, which are one of the enemy types that you'll be able to encounter in the game. Snow crows are great because they actually tuck high token within their tails, so they can actually be very beneficial to find and fight. And yeah, lots of really cool creatures out here. You can learn more by checking out the statues. And we got some punks over here who apparently are planning to destroy a RoboFomo for scaring them. And now over here we can see a monument to those who helped build this world. We have just a few of the names who actually have helped us build this crazy world that we have here called Highstreet. And yeah, so as we end the tour, I guess just going into the game design element a little bit, we've really been thinking about the MMO side of things. Leveling, battles, stats, thinking about the gameplay beyond just the socialization and actually how your character is going to evolve through the game, what that progression is going to look like, and how do you make this be a game that can be evergreen. That's something that we've really been thinking about, and we're really excited to later on in this video show you our new roadmap around what we're going to be launching in 2023. And we think that we'll be able to combine really interesting combat mechanics, interesting mini-game type mechanics, along with our social and world-building systems to hopefully create a really living and engaging world. So now that I've given you a tour of the campus, I think it's time for you to see the next big thing, which is Fomo Eden. Fomo Eden is a very special area that's exclusive to Fomo Duck collection holders. So if you want to check it out yourself, you're going to want to go check out the Forever Fomo Duck NFT collection. And once you have that, you'll be able to access Fomo Eden. And with that, we head on over to Jenny on the drop team, who's going to show us Fomo Eden.
Oh, hello everyone. This is Jenny from Highstreet. Welcome to Highstreet World. So today, I'm gonna give you a little tour on Fomo Eden. So we've been working on Fomo Eden in the past couple months, and the whole idea is to create this beautiful place that give access to Fomo Duck holders. So if you're interested in checking out Fomo Eden, afterwards you need to go buy a Fomo Duck. So let's get started. So I'm hopping here and entering this beautiful kind of like Polynesian type of theme Fomo Eden. So we did a lot of research on indigenous group and also Easter Island, actually on all sorts of storyline that we could potentially develop. So you talk to different NPC duck to learn about the lore, which is quite interesting. You can learn about the moon whale, where the ducks coming from, and also their relationship with the human. And later on, of course, they're gonna have some interesting conflict happening. So you're able to actually figure out yourself along with this MMORPG game. So we have different monument here. We actually developed a very nice Fomo Duck alphabet, which later on you can crack some code and also be able to, understand more about the story, more about the lore, which also you could potentially finish different type of quest happening in this Fomo Eden and get rewarded as well. So as we're exploring here, we do offer variety of community events will be held here, and you can not only invite your friends, other Fomo Duck holder, and potentially we're gonna host a lot of very important announcements here as well. And we're planning to do a Fomo Duck Academy, which is gonna show you a lot about Highstreet development and research. So you guys can stay tuned here. So this is a very nice bonfire. Actually not a bonfire, but some sort. So let's check out the next spot. So we have a cafe on the right and also a very cute Fomo Eden little shop, which is my favorite part. You're able to buy a variety of interesting merch from Fomo Duck brand. So as a duck holder, you're able to get the plushie and talk to the vendor. So So for the Fomo souvenir, you can see here you have a nice shop. You can buy a clock, you can buy cups, you can buy puzzles, and our Fomo plushie, which I just got one. So you add to your cart and you can just purchase and it will ship to your home. So it's super simple. So after the little shop, we're gonna move to the next spot. I want to also talk about, we create this quite interesting wind tunnel as a transport you to the next location. Also, you could possibly try our zip line, which is, I found it was quite interesting. Here you can slide to the next spot. So as we're here exploring and get a sense of what Fomo Eden is about, I want to show you guys a little bit about how quests work in our game. So you can talk to different type of NPC. They're gonna provide you different type of quests or information. So here is like one NPC, Fomo duck, very good looking. Carver cow. I still can't believe it. Those little devil. I am Crow. The totem cover. Yes, I'm indeed in trouble. Some of the ducklings stolen. So he has some ducks are being stolen. I'll get them, for now. Maybe you can retrieve all of these. So you receive the quest. So maybe I'll get awarded. So let's check it out if we can find these stolen ducks. In a sense, I'm gonna explore a little bit. Let's go. Oh, we find one ducky here. I'm gonna click on it. What does it say here? Yeah, Truzy is running. Oh, I got him. Okay, that's one ducky. Let's try to see if we can find another one. These wind tunnels are just so much fun. Okay, here seems like another one that's running away from me. These ducks walk so interestingly. I'm gonna talk to this one. Oh, I got another one. Okay, let's see what else. Maybe there is another one. Oh, I got 3, so I'm good. So I need to go back to Carl right now to see what he's saying now. Yep. Okay, so let's check it out here. I just returned here. I'm gonna talk to him, but before that, I'm gonna show you guys you can actually have a certain type of action, including dancing, clapping, to show your own personality in this. So I'm gonna dance here for a little bit to check out my moves. So this is the why in the game is more fun, because you technically couldn't do this in real life. But here you get to wear our merch and also be the person you want to be. Thank you, the explorer. You're a blessing to me. You know what? I can make you your own totem. Oh, that's great. Let's see what they have. They have a sanctum of beast, capsule of knowledge, fountain of passion. So what you guys want? I'm more leaning towards to the beast. Looks quite interesting. I love blue, the color. Okay, so I just decided on the design. So I confirm. Cannot be changed later. So I got it. Perfect. Yay. Okay, let's see what's next. I'm going to talk to more NPC ducks to see what they say. Tower ducks looks really interesting with this new customs. So actually, we do lots of festivals in the Highstreet World. They're gonna have different theme or outfit. Oh, I have heard some whispering. in the wave. Maybe we check that out to see if there's any clue. And you can see in the background is our Fomo duck moon. So in the Fomo Eden, you have a very basic sense. We're gonna add more quests. So if you guys are interested, should come and check it out.
Thanks, Jenny. We sure will. Now, outside of Fomo Eden, we also have the Highstreet campus. Now, unlike most games where they might just have a normal kind of regular hangout, our campus is constantly evolving. We held events this year for Highstreet Halloween, Highstreet Christmas, and we have some pretty cool events for the holidays in 2023. Keep an eye out. And now, with an update on homes, we head over to Ovase.
Hey guys, Ovase here from the Metaverse team, and I'm excited to share with everyone my Solarium apartment, which is part of our Highstreet Homes system. Now, Homes is something that we released early in 2022 to help kickstart the process of populating Highstreet with residents. Now, in your homes, you will find various standard issue appliances, art, and furniture. But of course, you can also purchase special furniture from our Fomo Castle line on the website. As you can see here, we've got planters, toys, plushies, tables, chairs, all of them which are interactable, movable, or removable if so you choose. I can go ahead and even sleep on the bed, sit on the sofa. I'll probably sleep on the bed just to showcase, and I can spend the rest of the day basically cuddling next to my Fomo plushie. But now it's not the time for that. Some furnitures can also play music, which adds a nice touch when you're hanging out with your friends. Speaking of hanging out with your friends, I've invited our CTO Jack to join us. Hey Jack, how are you?
Oh, hey, Obeus. Thank you for the invite. It seems like your place is quite cozy compared to mine. Would you mind showing me around?
Thank you for coming. Why don't you just follow me around while I show you my apartment? Now, apart from these furnitures that you see, all your digital products that you purchase from our limited edition marketplace are also visible here. We've got the McBear, which you can interact with. Um, it plays a nice jingle, nice particle effects. You can move it around however you want to. My personal favorite, the Mr. White coffee rug. I place it right at the main entrance to my apartment, so it's the first thing people see when they walk in. As a real nice touch, not gonna lie. And right opposite to my main door is the infamous Panty NFT, which is hung on this wall. Um, but if God forbid, nothing here satisfies you, you can obviously also choose to import your favorite NFTs from third-party collections and place them wherever you like. Like I've done so over here. I have my favorite NFT duck right at the entrance to my apartment. So every time I go up, it reminds me of my constant hard work and dedication. Moving on. Homes will continue to expand from pet systems to multiplayer social games, and of course unlock special privileges in your respective regions. Now the main idea is to have Highstreet homes grow in number as we introduce more and more regions. We recently unveiled Animoca Archipelago, and of course the all-terrain trailer that will act as a mobile home for residents over there. I think Matt showed off a demo unit we have in the campus. That of course will start selling in a few weeks. So if you missed the Solarium sale and are feeling bad about not getting this amazing luxurious apartment, please stay tuned for that. You still have a chance to get yourself a home at Highstreet. Now, something that I'm personally excited for is the evolution of our pet system. As you can see here, I've got my baby Drake with this nice little crown on his head. I spent 40 days of petting to make it hatch, but all those 40 days were worth it because this little guy will eventually grow up to be a hefty dragon that I can fly all over Highstreet World with. And little things like these is what I'm most excited for in an MMORPG. And oh, right, I forgot to show off my totem. Now, as Jenny mentioned earlier, duck holders get to mint a special totem that represents their journey in Highstreet when they complete Carver Carl's quest. Now, one of our major concepts is to have this totem continuously evolve with you as you progress through the world. Every major achievement will grant you a new segment that you can add on to your totem. And alright, yeah, I think that's all the time we have today. Now, before I go, let me show off a teaser for our upcoming RV home sale. And hey, Jack, you wanna watch a movie? We can put it on the YouTube, the big TV I have. Yeah. What do you
Hello everyone, my name is Jack, and I am the CTO of Highstreet. Probably have not seen or heard of me in a lot of occasions, and rightfully so. But I do appreciate every opportunity I have to share updates with you all. And yeah, for today we're focusing on our journey from 2022, working with different brands and bridging Web3 commerce, retail commerce, and metaverse together. 2022 was a year of interesting opportunities for us as we had the pleasure of collaborating with a lot of different brands, both grounded in the retail space as well as brands that are grounded in the Web3 space. Animoca, namely, was one of our biggest collaboration, but before that, we started with something a bit more humble and something a little bit more hilarious. As starting out, our first partner of the year was actually a cat. And you heard me right, as hilarious as it sounds, Mr. White Coffee Cat from Neko Cat Cafe has about 2 million followers on Instagram, which was quite amazing because it has more followers than I do, per se. But anyway, we came together and we had the idea of creating this beautiful carpet, and we named it the rug token, rug for the culture. And it became one of the core set piece furnitures in our homes collection, which was released around the same time of that year. A little bit background about what this actually is for those that are unfamiliar with us. This is what we call a phygital product, meaning that it has both a physical counterpart and a virtual counterpart when it comes to the end user experience. When you purchase this metaverse drop, you will have the physical product shipped to your door, like any Web2 retail. But you also acquire a NFT that is going to be minted to your wallet. And this NFT essentially serves as a proof of ownership that will contain all the associated utilities to your account and bind it to your account that way. Essentially, we have done this for many other drops. For example, our own furniture collection as well, each of which was designed with that fun lightheartedness in mind. But there was a pivotal point in our journey around June, July of 2022, where we onboarded our first retail brand from the more traditional retail world. That collaboration both severely challenged our existing infrastructure at the time, but it also became a eye-opening experience that helped us solidify our metaverse commerce layer to what it is today. I'll leave a brand demo in the background, but essentially mostly heard, rarely seen, or 8-bit for short, is a very quirky and technocentric brand led by this brilliant designer, John Kuhn. He is a very forward-thinking designer of his group, and he really knows how to engage with his Gen Z core user base. While we are both interested in bringing fashion into the metaverse space, our challenge came from the fact that the core of his followers and brand fans are Web2 based. They're not very familiar with wallet. They're not very familiar with things that our typical Web3 natives would be quite acquainted with. So now all of a sudden we need to build a infrastructure that would support these Web2 based people coming in and enjoying the benefit or enjoying the experience as any Web3 native would when it comes to their embodiment and when it comes to their fulfillment from the metaverse. And this challenged us severely at the time, but this also encouraged us to develop a system that is foundational in both Web 2 and Web 3. And we end up developing a Web 2.5 infrastructure that is compatible with both wallet logins as well as email logins. So using this video as an example that showcases a typical retail user experience, imagine that there is a retail consumer that discovered this brand item from a fashion outlet, right? After he has acquired this item from the store and try for fit and everything, the first thing that he needs to do is to tear open the label, and unveiling the security label reveals both a QR code and a redemption code. By scanning that QR code, it will land directly on our site, the mobile portal. Logging in is simple using either Google or Facebook. Once you log in using Google, you type in the redemption label, and there you go. You have now redeemed this virtual apparel. Afterward, you can create your avatar using Ready4Me, one of our tech partners. Generate an avatar quickly from your photo, and from there you can log into the metaverse. You will be able to see and visualize your apparel on your virtual avatar and be able to walk around, be able to social, and lastly be able to mint that NFT and have it become something that has resale value over the secondary market. And yeah, that's a rough, quick demo of that progress. Now I'm going to open one live and show you guys how easy it is to redeem a virtual apparel from 8-bit. Now, assuming that I have this virtual apparel physically already, I tear open label. I have created my account using Google, and now I'm logging in. I see this redemption page. Next up is to find the 16-digit redemption code from that security label and type it in the input box below. I will fast forward to skip the pain from you guys watching me type. After you finish, click redeem, and voila, you have the apparel ready. Now, next step is to hit my portal to go into my inventory page, and there you go. You see that apparel piece in the apparel section under my inventory, and you can now join or hop onto the metaverse and have that experience, or having that virtual try-on experience with the apparel that you just redeemed. Heading metaverse, and again it takes a little bit of time to load, so I'll fast forward to after I load as well. Just a sec. As we time lapse into our metaverse, I'm going to show you very quickly how I can try on that apparel that I just purchased by fitting it onto my avatar. So going to navigating to the inventory page, you will find that apparel item, and a simple click will allow you to dress up your avatar in your newly purchased marshmallow t-shirt actually. So now I will look around and I will see what other people think about my newly acquired apparel item. Segmenting out of this section as I leave some VR demo of shopping in the background, we have now completed this forward real world to metaverse integration from a physical product to a metaverse product. Now, next step is for us to complete a reverse, where we want to open up a metaverse store for 8-bit and have users purchase from our store in the metaverse and acquire that physical item. Our method of doing so is through an integration of their Web2 infrastructure, namely building a bridge directly between our commerce layer and their backend, which is mostly built on Shopify. The idea is to connect the commerce action that takes place in Highstreet and output transactions directly to a brand's Shopify backend. And this means that if a brand is built on top of Shopify, it will be automatically compatible with Highstreet, in doing so opening doors to millions of potential merchants. This has been a collaborative R&D effort between our web dev team and blockchain team over the past quarter, and we wish to see it in greater fruition with our planned launch of 8-Bit's store in the near future. Hopefully our case study here makes engineering a bit more interesting to y'all, and if it's what you like to hear, feel free to visit us on campus, and we got new stores opening on Valentine's, and stay tuned on that front.
Wow, those were some monumental achievements from a team that's really just came together over the past year. I'm tremendously proud of everything we've achieved in 2022, the technical foundations we've established, the operational frameworks, and the level of efficiency we've been able to operate at is definitely way beyond a one-year-old company. As such, I'm even more excited for what we're setting out to achieve in 2023. Recently, we've shared a detailed reflection and roadmap article on Medium. However, I want to take the time today to talk a little bit more about it. As seen in the diagram here, we've roughly carved out 4 MMO layers to focus on this year. Instead of doing them one at a time as we did milestones last year, we've decided to work across all of them simultaneously. The reason behind this is to be able to deliver meaningful game loops as we build, so our experiences can be layered and improved collectively over time. Traditional gaming studios usually have years to develop before releasing any playable builds, but grassroots projects like ourselves require the constant support of residents like you guys to make everything possible. As such, we need to be able to dynamically build as we go, and have the digital world itself evolve with the community. It's part of what differentiates a metaverse from a game. Out of the 4 layers here, the first is social. Social is what allows players to come together and create impactful memories as they share new experiences together in the digital world. MMO systems take a really long time to develop because it's essentially creating an alternate universe from scratch. However, the most important element to growth is social. Activities that encourage people to play together will naturally spread through word of mouth. We've got multiplayer down already, but party systems and guilds are still something we have to implement. Pets is something that we've teased with the hatching of all your baby drakes, but a fleshed out pet system that can eventually evolve into mounts leave much more to be desired for. The next layer is combat. Combat is what drives progression in an MMO. It's what separates the frontline warriors from the casual social gamers. It allows players to differentiate themselves by establishing their identities through unique playstyles. Combat introduces various types of monsters found across the different landscape of Highstreet. It also creates a system in which the game can expand based on the collective achievements of top-level players. Clear more dungeons, unlock new regions, kill more monsters, increase more circulating currency, etc., etc. The crafting layer more or less supplements the combat layer by allowing players to further their digital identities. Our commerce-centered concept introduces a lot of brand-driven cosmetics that can be forged into unique NFTs when combined with in-game items like armors or weapons. We're incredibly excited to see how the player base will adapt to these mechanisms as new regions are unveiled and new brands are signed on. Our new equipments and fashion will follow suit, continuously pumping new colors into the game through this crafting layer. Finally, we have the exploration layer. This to me is what makes or breaks an MMO. No amount of system design or combat is going to replace good old storytelling and lore design. An MMO needs to captivate its audience and suspend them in disbelief. This is going to be the most challenging layer for us to build, but also the one we're most passionate about. We've got an entire team that works on the lore before any gameplay is implemented. This is why you see such a rich cultural history and background in Fomo Eden. Seeing the ducks and their society come to life is probably one of the most rewarding things for me. Aside from our own storytelling, we do have to account for brands as well. Their stories are constantly coming in, and we don't want our commerce layer to turn into some blunt advertisement instrument. So we have to intricately embed these brand identities into our worlds and magnify them using immersive technology like virtual reality. Hopefully, what we're doing will take gaming and commerce to completely new heights and introduce a new variable in the future for the metaverse. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully our little tour today gets you excited even a little bit for the future of digital world. We hope to see you all in Highstreet campus and subsequently in other regions in the future. Bye-bye.